Hello, my name's Mandy and this is my channel Make It Sew. So welcome if you're new here, and if you've watched my videos before, welcome back. So the last time I spoke to you was New Year's Eve, and so I hope everybody had a lovely evening. I intended to go to bed about 10 o'clock because I was up for work the next morning, but unfortunately my brain had other ideas, so I did actually get to see the new year in with my family, which was lovely, but I was very tired the next day because I didn't get much sleep. But it was a lovely evening, and I hope everybody had a lovely New Year's Eve and Happy New Year. So the first thing I'll talk to you about is what I've been up to since then. If you can hear any rattling in the background, it's my kitten playing with the ball she got for Christmas. She absolutely loves them. I say them because she's got more than one. So what have I been up to? I attended a virtual sewing room session on Thursday night, last Thursday, and while I was getting prepared for it, I actually cut something out and it was not for me again. So another selfless sew, and this is for my daughter, and it's another toaster sweater. I will put some pictures next to me in a minute so you can see it on her or me. I don't know which one of us is gonna pose with this one, but I do love how the toaster sweater makes up. It's all done on my overlocker again, so you've got no actual hems as such. Everything's just added on, overlocked and done. So I was able to do the majority of this during the virtual sewing room, bearing in mind it's 2 hours. The only thing I didn't get to do was the bottom band, and that was because my blade on my overlocker decided to have a hissy fit and it wasn't cutting through the fabric anymore. The fabric's this khaki bubble knit. I think you'll be able to see it in there. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to tell you where I got it from because it was part of a bundle of knit fabrics that I rehomed from somebody else selling it off as she wasn't able to sew anymore. And when I saw this khaki, my daughter loves this colour, so I thought that would be perfect for a toaster sweater. So that was the only thing I managed to make last week. But I had a few days off work and wanted to spend it with my family as everything was getting back to normal for them Monday. So we had a couple of days, which was lovely. And on Friday I went to Walpole to celebrate their 3rd year birthday, and we had lovely cake and coffee at a restaurant where they first met when the group started. So every year we go back there and the tables get bigger and bigger. It was a lovely morning, and my husband came with me so that afterwards we could go and celebrate our anniversary. We got a nice steak for dinner and celebrated with our children, which was really nice. So on the Saturday I was going to be travelling up to Lincoln to see my brother, and I was a bit dubious about going to start with because snow was predicted, and I know that some of you in the UK really did get affected by the snow, but in Norfolk and Lincoln it was barely there, let's just say. It was more wet and rainy than anything, so we were very lucky because I know some of the UK has had flooding as well, so I hope everyone's okay. So I travelled up Saturday lunchtime and saw my lovely brother and his family, and then on Sunday morning I went to the Scothern social and I saw the lovely Emma who runs it, and also Laura from So Very Laura, and it was just lovely to see her and everybody else. And it's such a lovely group. If you are near Lincoln or don't mind travelling a little bit, it is a really friendly group, and it runs 10 till 4 once a month, and Emma always does a lovely cake, and this time was no exception. She made, it was a chocolate brownie and it had mincemeat and pastry on it, and when I say it, it sounds like it wouldn't go together, but oh, it was really nice. So thank you, Emma. As usual, your cake was lovely. And then I travelled back after the social, and then yesterday Monday I just did lots of sorting out, because not only am I trying to be more organised with my sewing, I also want to get more organised at home. So my husband came home early from work and I got him to help me sort a few bits out, so I didn't get to see my sewing room until last night in the end, but it always feels good when you've cleared things up. So I didn't regret doing that first. And today I have been doing my cutting out that I was talking about doing, but believe it or not, I only managed 2 items today. I think what happened was I started the morning off by knocking something off my shelf and it shattered everywhere, so I had to hoover that up. Then we walked the dog, so by the time I got back to cutting out it was about 11 o'clock, and I cut out 2 things, like I said, and I have got more that I want to cut out ready, but I purchased some more project bags from Amazon, and I'll tell you about that story in a minute, but it took a few more days than it should have done. So really what I've done so far is cutting out this week, and that is it. Oh, and of course I forgot to mention, sorry, at Scothern I actually had cut out the Connie casual shacket that I talked about last week for my daughter, and I started sewing it, and the instructions are really clear. They do also have a sew along, and it's Ellie and Mac, I forgot to mention. They do have a really lovely sew along, so if you do get stuck you've always got that to refer to as well. And so far I'm really enjoying the fabric that I'm using, which was something I purchased from Roy's Material World at the dressmaker's ball, and I'm really loving the pattern. Now I could show you what it looks like, so what I might do is take a little picture and just put it here, because my daughter wanted a surprise, but unfortunately she walked into my sewing room earlier and saw it, but she's really loving what I've done so far. So I am going to be cracking on with that, and that will be shown to you next week. So on to what I've purchased this week. Now I am waiting for a delivery of some fabric, but that will be something I'll explain about in a minute in my plans. But the first thing I'll show you is the project bags I bought from Amazon. Now this is obviously an empty one, but I do find these massive A3 project bags are brilliant once you've cut out your project. The project bags, I've already got small plastic wallets that I keep the patterns in, but once I cut out the actual fabric I haven't got a bag to store everything together. So I had a few of these already, which I purchased when I was doing the Confident Capsule collection wardrobe, and I just thought these make much more sense. Once I've cut out my project I can store them in here and everything's all together, including the notions. But the funny story was I put buy again on my Amazon order, so it was exactly the same order that I'd done before, and when they arrived they were A5 size, so literally a quarter of this. And unless I'm going to be sewing dolls' clothes they're no good, so they've gone back and they sent these to me. But I thought they'd done it again because they were packaged like this, and I was like, if that's wrong again I'll be so frustrated, because I really wanted to get on with cutting out and getting everything organised so that after I've been at work tomorrow I can start sewing them up. So that was one purchase that I made, although a very delayed purchase. And then I'm just going to move some bits because I've got a huge pile to show you. This isn't so much a purchase as in something that I got from the sewcial. Now Emma, because everyone knows she runs a sewing group, they give her all their surplus patterns and fabrics, and she's really lovely because she will pass them on to us because there's so many. So while I was there was this lovely cotton. I've had something like this before because I've got a real thing about dots. I don't know why, I just like dotty fabric. Maybe it's because I'm a bit dotty, I don't know. But this is a gorgeous sage green cotton, So I got that, and I think there's about, let's have a look, I haven't actually opened it out yet. Wow, there's at least 2 meters of this, so it's something I was thinking of for crafting, but there's so much of it that that might actually make a little top or something, which is nice. And then I also got this pattern, and it's Molly Top by Masin, or Masin, I might have pronounced that wrong, and that would have come in the Simply Sewing magazine. But I just thought I liked the actual turn-ups on the sleeves. It's a slightly different t-shirt to what I've got patterns for. You can actually make it into a long sleeve top as well, but I just like the idea of this. And for my size, I only actually need just literally over 1 meter of fabric, so I thought I might try that one. And I have actually got, which I'll show you what I've used this for, some leftover of this mustard ponte. Now it's quite a thin ponte, so I thought I might actually try and make this t-shirt with it, so that it's something I can use when we're transitioning from cold weather to warm weather. So that will be something in my plans in the very near future. And then I forgot to mention that I got a voucher for Christmas off my sister-in-law, and she got me a Sew Me Sunshine voucher. So I had a look on their website, and I couldn't find any fabric that I needed at the moment because, as you know, I do have quite a large collection of fabric. So I bought some practical things. But I did buy these really fun labels. They're little rosy cheeks, and they say, "You deserve to dream." And I thought they were really nice. So I got those for my label collection. And then I also got myself a label gauge. I've never seen something like this before. And it's really handy because you can, if I can get it out to show you, that would help, wouldn't it? It helps you, like if you've got a seam allowance, and it's got different seam allowances on it as well, so you can work out where you need to put your label, and it will show properly on the seam. I have done that before where I've sewn it on and then you can't see half the wording, so I thought that was a good idea. And then the only other thing I bought was some stay tape, because I'm always needing this and I could never find it. So when I saw it on their website, I thought I'll get some. So that was what I bought with my voucher. And I also popped to Hobbycraft, and I've got a friend that loves Wales. She doesn't watch this, so I can get away with showing you it, but I thought I'd get these fat quarters because I can make her up a lovely bag, like a makeup bag, and I've got several different patterns I can try, but these are all the different ones you get. So you've got a nice coordinating fabric as well as the outer fabric, so I'm really looking forward to making those and showing you, because I think she'll enjoy those as they've got her favourite mammal on them. And in the sales, except for Nightham, which I showed you last week, I bought this, and it's an advent calendar from Crafter's Companion, and it was half price, and I just love it. It's gingerbread house, and I've got a thing about gingerbread men. I really think they're great. So when I saw that, I thought that'll be a nice project for next year. So I hope I don't offend anyone by showing them Christmas stuff already, because it's only January. Another thing I got was on a recommendation from Adam Sews. I tend to get through my rotary cutter blades quite quickly, and I use Alpha blades, and I needed some more, but he recommended these, and they're from Headley Tools, and you get them in a pack of 10, I think it is, or 15 actually, and they're titanium, so they're meant to last a bit longer. So the way I get through these blades, I think that was a good investment. So I'm looking forward to using those. And then on to my plans. What did I actually manage to cut out today? Well, the first thing I cut out I'm hoping that I don't cover myself for the third time today, is this one. And it's another Tilly and the Buttons Stella hoodie, which is that one. Now, I have made these a couple of times for my daughter, but I've never made myself one. And I've got this fabric now, like I say, I might get covered again, so I'll have fluff on me for the rest of the video. But I had this rainbow fleece. I've had it in my stash for ages. Again, I can't remember where I got it from because I've had it so long. And when I saw Laura on Sunday, she was wearing this exact fleece in, I think it was a Nora top. And I said, I bought this originally to make a billy blanket, or the hooded blanket, but I only had just over 2 meters, so I don't know why I thought I was going to be able to make that, because I'd need at least 3.5 for me. So I thought, right, I'm going to cut it up. See what I mean? You'll probably see the fluff going everywhere. It's like snow. But I thought if I make a Stella hoodie, I've just got to decide what lining I'm going to use inside the hood. But I thought I can use it all up then, and it makes more room in my drawer, so I have more room for fabric. So the other thing I made, when I bought this pattern, it was when it was the DIY club, and it was called the Malala sweater. But since they've changed to Copper Creek patterns, it's actually known as the Aurora. So this one I've had for a very long while. It actually comes in 3 different lengths. So you've got a banded hem shirt, you've got a tunic, and then you've got the knee-length dress. So I'm going to be doing the banded hem shirt. I have actually spent a lot of time on this today because of the sizing and the length. So the fabric I've used is the mustard I was showing you a little while ago. It's a very lightweight ponte. I think I got it from Legend Textiles, and they do have different thicknesses of ponte. So I'm hoping that if I use it as a toile, I think that will fit lovely how I've done it, but I'll let you know. It's designed for 5'5" model, so I've had to increase it a bit, being 5'8". And the sizing, I'm all over the show with the different measurements. So I think doing a 12 for this one will be a good idea. The fabric that they've got on the cover doesn't actually look that thick either. So I'm hoping that that will go together quite quickly. And again, they've got some sew alongs, so if you do get stuck on anything, especially the collar construction, I had a Vicky Sews pattern where I've just been bamboozled by it. It was the Erica top, and I showed a few other people and no one could quite work out how to do that collar. So I'm hoping that once I've done the Aurora top, then it might make more sense for the Erica top, and I can go back and revisit that one and finish a whip, which will be a bonus. So I did get my Specky seamstress labels and binding today, but I'm not going to show you as I think other people are still waiting for theirs. But some of the labels I got from them, from Laura in the past, are going to be used for another project that I'm going to be trying to do this week, and it's one of Adam Sew's Caddy packers. So when I saw Sam at the retreat, she gifted me this lovely graffiti sewing fabric and also a lovely purple back, and this will be perfect for the Caddy packer. And then I'm going to use some of my continuous zip tape that I purchased from Dove's Bag Bits and Pools. I always get that wrong, so I'll put it on the screen if I've got it wrong. So I'm going to use that one, and I think that will look great as a Caddy packer. So other plans in the pipeline are that I will get the rest of the Connie shacket done for my daughter, and I will cut out my version, and then I will sew up the Aurora top and the Stella hoodie, and then hopefully the Caddy packer. and then I might even go on to doing Adam's Caddy, because I've had the fabric since I went to Florida in August, and I really want to get that made up because I keep seeing other people's makes of it and I've got a bit of envy, so I need to get that done really. So you may have been watching other vloggers telling you about a collaboration that I'm part of, and it is for the Little Lizard King style Taos top, and I'll insert a picture here of it. Now this is going to be with the lovely Angela from Devon Thread Tails, Katherine from Sewcial Makery, Rachael from the French Seams, myself obviously, Tania from Just Let Me Sew, and hopefully Sam from Sew Let's Sparkle with Sam. And I did order some lovely dark purple Sherpa fleece from Minerva, but unfortunately I needed to get myself 3 meters just to cover everything in case I need to adjust things or if I cut something out wrong. And I got informed the next day it was out of stock. So because of the time I need to sew this up, I had to cancel that order, which they kindly refunded, and I'm now waiting for some fabric from Pound Fabrics, so I'll be able to share that with you next week. So other than that, tonight I'm going to a virtual sewing room and hoping to sew up some of the Connie shacket, or I might carry on cutting out actually. And then I'm working tomorrow, and then on Thursday, for the first time in forever, I am going back to the charity sewing group I used to go to on a Thursday, and that's with the Dereham Stitchers, who are part of Norfolk Knitters and Stitchers. So it will be really good to catch up with everyone because it's been far too long. So I'm also going on Friday to Walpole because it's our usual session on Friday. So again, plenty of time to be sewing and socialising as well. And then Saturday I'm working overnight, so that's a lot of the weekend gone, but I'm sure I will fit in some sewing somewhere. And obviously I do spend time with my family. I'm not always in this room, although it may seem that way sometimes. And then next week I'll do another vlog and let you know what I've managed to do. And I'm also hoping to record my Make 9 video because I had the challenge of the 9 garments I wanted to make in 2024. So I want to let you know how I got on. I'm not sure what I'm doing this year yet. I haven't done as much planning as I'd hoped this week. So that's something I will be revisiting hopefully, and I'll have a bit more idea to share with you next week. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you can, and if you don't subscribe already, I'd love you to join me. And if you can find some time for sewing this week, make it so. Bye.